Musa Mseleku's life is a rich tapestry woven from tradition, ambition, love, and controversy. Once admired as a bold champion of polygamy in modern South Africa, Mseleku has experienced both soaring public admiration and sharp criticism. His story is not just that of a man with multiple wives. It's a mirror reflecting societal tension between heritage and modern values, between fame and personal integrity. The Rise, a vision rooted in tradition. Born in 1975 in the rural village of Mzumbe, KwaMadlala in KwaZulu-Natal, Musa Mseleku's early life was modest. Raised by his mother and grandmother, he showed early signs of ambition and intellectual curiosity. His career began in journalism, working with Durban Youth Radio and later Ukhozi FM, one of South Africa's most prominent radio stations. He transitioned to a role in community development within the Ugu District Municipality, where he focused on rural upliftment and educational initiatives like the Piwe Ugufunda Foundation, which aimed to support underprivileged students. Musa's meteoric rise to fame came with the premiere of Uthando Nes'thembu in 2017, a reality show on Mzansi Magic that gave viewers an intimate look into his polygamous marriage. The show, which means love of polygamy, introduced South Africa to his 4 wives, Maqele, Mayeni, Makhumalo, and Mangwabe, and their children. It became an instant hit, praised for its candid portrayal of family dynamics in a polygamous household. Mseleku was lauded for his apparent ability to balance love, responsibility, and fairness among his wives. His homes were luxurious, his family well cared for, and his wives were given individual platforms to express themselves. He was hailed as a modern traditionalist, a man who managed to blend old African customs with contemporary realities. The show challenged misconceptions about polygamy, offering an alternative narrative that valued respect, consent, and communication. Building on this popularity, Mseleku launched Mnakwethu, another reality show where men asked for help to introduce polygamy into their marriages. The show sparked national conversations and trended frequently on social media. Mseleku positioned himself not just as a reality star, but as a cultural consultant, guiding others through the complexities of Isthembu, polygamy. The Fall, cracks beneath the surface. Fame came at a cost. What began as a celebration of family and tradition slowly unraveled into a narrative marked by emotional strain, public criticism, and personal missteps. One of the early signs of tension was Mseleku's persistent desire to take a 5th wife. Despite resistance from most of his existing wives, particularly Mangwabe and Maqele, he continued to push the idea, even charging women 5,000 rands to dine with him for a chance to be considered for the role. Many saw this as an exploitation and disrespectful, especially considering the emotional sacrifices his wives had already made. Further controversy erupted when viewers noticed a growing emotional distance between Musa and some of his wives. Reports surfaced suggesting that Mseleku was favoring his second wife, Mayeni, over the others, spending more time with her and appearing more emotionally invested. This shift sparked outrage among fans and triggered discussions around fairness and the emotional cost of polygamy. In a relationship model that depends heavily on balance and equality, favoritism is not just painful, it's seen as a betrayal of the core principles that Mseleku claimed to uphold. Emotional cracks became more visible as Mangwabe hinted at a possible separation and other wives began expressing dissatisfaction on screen. Some fans who once admired Mseleku's leadership began questioning his sincerity and integrity. Was he truly maintaining harmony in his household or merely performing for television? Additionally, Mnakwethu, his second show, came under fire for its handling of sensitive issues. Viewers criticized its portrayal of women, arguing that it allowed men to use tradition as a tool to manipulate or emotionally harm their partners. The backlash was especially strong on social media, where viewers accused Musa of perpetuating patriarchal values under the guise of culture. While most of the attention is focused on Musa and his wives, there's another group being affected: the children. Viewers have noticed that the family tensions might be having an emotional impact on the kids. Growing up in a household where parents are constantly in the spotlight and where jealousy, favoritism, and public arguments are common can be very confusing and damaging. Some fans worry that the children are being exposed to adult problems too early. They appear on camera, witness fights, and possibly even feel the pressure to take sides. Musa has said he wants to build a strong legacy for his children, but many now question whether this legacy is built on a solid ground or public drama. Another controversial issue surrounding Musa Mseleku is how he treats some of his grandchildren differently, especially those from his daughter Sneh. Many fans and viewers have accused him of showing favoritism towards the kids of his son Mpumelelo, while looking down on Sneh's children. On social media, people have pointed out that Musa seems more proud and supportive when Mpumelo's girlfriends have babies, but when Sneh had children, he was harsh and judgmental. Some even say Musa appeared ashamed of Sneh and didn't want to be associated with her kids. This has led to people calling him out for being unfair and possibly even misogynistic, treating his daughter more harshly just because she is a woman. Musa defended himself by saying Sneh had disappointed him by dropping out of school and leaving her children behind, which is why their relationship became strained. However, critics argue that being a supportive parent should not depend on gender or past mistakes, and that all grandchildren should be loved equally. This behavior has made many people question his values as a father and grandfather, and whether he truly practices what he preaches when it comes to family unity and love. Another serious issue that sparked public outrage is how Musa Mseleku reportedly treats Mangwabe's son, who is not his biological child. Even though Musa married Mangwabe knowing she had a child from a previous relationship, it has become increasingly clear that this child has not been fully accepted into the Mseleku family. In one emotional episode of Uthando Nes'thembu, viewers were shocked to see Mangwabe's son being denied access to KwaMseleku, a significant family home. This act deeply hurt both Mangwabe and her supporters, who saw it as a painful sign of exclusion. Many fans questioned Musa's fairness, especially since he expects loyalty and respect from all his wives and children, yet seems to struggle to offer the same to a child who does not carry his bloodline. The situation reached a boiling point when Mangwabe, already battling the emotional challenges of living in a polygamous home, started considering walking away from her marriage. Her decision was not just about her own peace, it was also about protecting her child from ongoing emotional neglect and favoritism. Musa's past comments about the complications of marrying women with children from previous relationships have only added fuel to the fire, showing a clear bias that many consider outdated and unfair in modern family dynamics. Public scrutiny and the pressure of perfection. The public's fascination with Musa's life became a double-edged sword. While some viewers still admire his honesty and transparency, others view his actions as self-serving. His image as a composed, thoughtful polygamist began to crumble under the weight of unmet expectations and visible family strain. What was once seen as a progressive take on traditional family life began to look like a carefully curated illusion. Critics pointed out that Mseleku's growing media presence may have prioritized fame over family. The line between reality and entertainment blurred, and with every televised disagreement or emotional breakdown, the emotional well-being of his wives and children came into question. In the face of all this, Musa Mseleku remains defiant. He continues to advocate for the recognition of polygamy and insists that his intentions have always been rooted in love, respect, and culture. Yet, the cracks in his public persona suggest that living one's life on a reality show can turn even the most stable homes into battlegrounds for power, attention, and validation. Conclusion: a complex legacy. Musa Mseleku's story is not one of simple success or failure. It's a layered narrative that raises important questions about love, commitment, gender roles, and cultural preservation in the modern era. His rise to fame brought visibility to a lifestyle often misunderstood or dismissed, but his fall highlights the challenges of maintaining authenticity in the spotlight. His life reflects the delicate balance between personal ambition and collective responsibility, especially when that responsibility involves multiple spouses, children, and millions of viewers. Whether one sees him as a pioneer or a cautionary tale, Musa Mseleku's journey forces us to confront the evolving meaning of family in today's world. In the end, his legacy may not be defined by how many wives he had or how many shows he produced, but by the ongoing dialogue he sparked about identity, gender, and the costs of living a public life shaped by private choices.